Now, some statements have been released by a couple of institutions, the National Commission on Civic Education and the Ghana Police. My colleague will join me in a moment to share the details of these statements. But of course, all of this is in the aftermath of violence that erupted during the by-election in the Ayawaso West wuogon constituency to choose a new member of parliament. Now, we can speak to one of the election observers from Kodeo, Kofi Ahin, on the phone. Mr. Ahin, good afternoon. Thank you for your time. Hello, Mr. Ahin. Good afternoon. We will seek to reconnect with Mr. Ahin as soon as we can. But my colleague joins us, Emefa Apo. I almost made up an English name for you there.
Which one would you want to give me?
Tremadolia. Okay, well, thanks very much for your time with us. So you've got some statements, particularly one from the police.
Yes, I have that from the police and also from the National Commission for Civic Education, that's the NCC. So we start with the police. I'll read verbatim. Thanks. It's signed by Sheila Kesi Abeye Bakman, and it says that shooting incident at Ayawaso West wuogon constituency. It says the attention of the police administration has been drawn to a shooting incident at Bawaleshi, Accra this morning in the course of the Ayawaso West wuogon constituency by-election, leading to the injury of 6 persons. So the police has put in the official figure at 6 persons. That's the injury. As of now, there's no record of death resulting from that shooting incident. We had heard earlier reports about some deaths being recorded. We had NDC officials saying that there were some deaths. So the police is saying that from their official record, there's no death resulting from that shooting incident. And also calm has been restored to the area, and the 6 injured persons are responding to treatment at the Legon and 37 military hospitals. Further, the Inspector General of Police has directed the Director General Criminal Investigations Department to speed up investigations into the incident. And then finally, the general public, especially voters and residents of the constituency, are encouraged to remain calm and go about their duties freely without fear, as more police officers have been deployed to ensure law and order. And note that this security presence has, lots of concerns have been raised about it, especially by Kodeo, and I know you're going to speak to them shortly. They mentioned earlier raising concerns about why we have that heavy security presence in town, especially for a by-election. I'll go on to the NCC statement.
Just before
also.
that, though, just to clarify, did the police statement mention anything about the assault on Sam George?
No. No mention of it in that statement that I've just read to you. So it's a 3-point statement, and it's all talking about the incidents this morning at Bawaleshi. No mention of the assault on Sam George. And this is signed by Sheila Abeye Bakman, and she's the Superintendent of Police Director Public Affairs. Well. That's signed by her. So the National Commission for Civic Education also has a statement, like you said, and it's also titled Ghana's Democracy Under Threat with the existence of political party tax. And this is not the first time that the NCC chair has raised concerns about this, but this time the statement is signed by the deputy chair in charge of operations, Sari Kuama, Mr. So I'll read portions of that statement. It starts by saying that the NCC condemns in no uncertain terms reports of violent attacks and shootings at the by-election at Ayawaso West wuogon constituency in Accra. The Commission is appalled by the development at the Ayawaso West wuogon by-election and cautions the NDC and MPP to respect the voting rights of citizens. The NCC has consistently campaigned against the operations of political party thugs in Ghana. That's what I was alluding to earlier. The Commission's earlier pronouncement on the dangers these illegal entities pose to our democracy cannot be overemphasized. Regrettably, the NCC has observed the growing trend of acts of violence that are becoming a brand of our by-elections and calls for immediate action to nip the menace in the bud. It is unfortunate that political parties, especially the NPP and the NDC, have continually disowned existing political thugs, but these groups continue to provide them services that hitherto ought to be provided by the traditional security institutions. The NCCE vehemently voices out its displeasure and wishes to state that whether these groups owe allegiance to the NPP or the NDC, political party vigilantes must not be allowed any space to operate in our democracy. That's the statement. Now it goes on, portions of it goes on to say that the NCC calls on the Inspector General of Police and the National Security to fully investigate the violence that happened at the Ayawaso West Wuogon constituency, and the perpetrators made to face the full rigors of the law. And it concludes by saying that it will be extremely difficult for us as a nation to quench a fire of a national violent unrest once it gets started. The time to act is now. We invite all Ghanaians to join the campaign to stop political party vigilantism and the use of thugs in the democratic space of Ghana. So that's a statement signed by the NCC. I'm sure before the close of the day, we'll get more and more statements coming in.
No doubt, and the NCC are very concerned about this. They say quite interestingly, if you don't mind me quoting, as a country, we must be worried that these developments are a dangerous sign ahead of 2020 general elections. They say the NPP and NDC cannot hold this country to ransom, intimidating voters and citizens with their political party hoodlums during election sessions for their parochial interests. NCCE there. Thank you so much for that, Emifa.
Thank you so much, Kojo.
Well, there's so much more to come. We absolutely have to get to the bottom of this evolving story. And right now, what we can do is hear from some of the electoral officers who are on the ground today.
This morning, it's been very cool and cozy. There hasn't been any issues, but earlier on in the day, there was some small but it has been solved. You know, as elections in the mornings, normally there's this noise, but by this time, the place is very cool and calm. But the turnout is a little bit slow. Yeah,
so, how many registered voters are at this polling station?
We have 674.
674. How many people have voted so far?
So far, we have about 50, or you just say 70.
70. Okay. What's the name of this polling station?
There's wuogon Hall.
Okay.
1A.
Okay, so 50 out of 60 out of a little over 600. That's low.
It's slow. The turnout is slow. But we are looking, because the day has not still ended. Okay. Yeah, we are hoping it will rise, because the students, most of the people who vote here are students. They are now coming. If you can see, they are coming in with their luggages. The school is just open. So I think maybe by the close of the day, the number will rise. So, yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
What's the name? Okay.
Over here, I think things are going okay. Currently, on the register, we have about 707 expected voters, but then we've only had 39 casting their vote up to now. And we're thinking that probably it's got to do with the time, and most people will troop in after work or something. So, yeah.
Okay. University of Ghana just reopened some days ago.
Yes, that's one of the issues. And if you look at the dynamics, you realize that University of Ghana, the last time we did a registration here was 2016. And after that, 2 streams have gone out as graduated students. So already that will reduce the number. Yeah, but we're hoping that at least, because looking at the statistics, I think those that casted their votes, the last election, the general elections, was around 400. Okay. Yes, and 19 or something, somewhere around, a little bit above 400. Okay. So looking at this, we should be expecting a turnout up to about 200 or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
But generally, how's been the conduct of the election? Peaceful?
Very peaceful. Okay. There were some issues at the earlier stages, and we were able to manage it, and we realized it was staged.
What were the issues?
Because the people that raised the issues are the ones that finally, when there was a withdrawal, they left.
Okay. What were the issues?
2 guys came in and identified themselves as BNI operatives. So they asked for the presiding officer's numbers, that in case of anything we should call, then they'll be able to help to, solve the issues. So they spoke to me and spoke to my other colleague. As they were leaving, then it so happened that 2 other gentlemen also came there, insisting that they want to see their ID cards. And so we were of the opinion that if you want to see other people's ID cards, why don't you also show yours? And then they started alleging that they were not BNI operatives. And we came in. Now, there was another woman standing by who said that the gentleman was not actually taking numbers, but was rather giving figures And to think of what figures when election just started. Upon a check, we realized that it is not figures, but it was the same phone numbers that they gave to me that I wrote on the paper is what he was also dialing onto his phone. Now, to our surprise, when the NDC decided to withdraw, then this woman who alleged whatever in conjunction with the other guys also walked away with them. And it's like, wow. That's why I use the word staged. Yeah.
Everything is running smooth.
Yeah. Now, we also caught up with NPP's candidate, Lydia Al-Hassan, after she cast her ballot this morning.
The process has been peaceful. All I'll say is it says the civil rights of all Ghanaians to vote. I'll urge all people of Ayawaso, West Wuogon, to come out and vote. It is our right. Let nobody take that away from you. It is your right. Please come out and vote.